There's a quiet feeling many of us carry now. Not panic, not even stress. Something heavier. It's the sensation of standing on a platform while a train roars past, except you're already on it, and it's accelerating. No conductor, no clear destination, just speed. This is the age of acceleration. Most days begin the same way. A single glance at your phone opens a flood. Notifications, headlines, metrics, updates layered on top of updates. The unspoken message is subtle but relentless. If you stop paying attention, even briefly, you fall behind. It feels like a runaway train. And we're told this is progress. But here's the question we rarely pause long enough to ask. If we're moving faster than ever, why do so many people feel more disconnected, more hollow, more unsure of what any of it is actually for? The advice that once helped now feels thin. Just meditate, log off, practice mindfulness. Useful, yes, but no longer sufficient. Not in a world that never truly pauses. In 2026, acceleration isn't an occasional stressor. It's the environment itself. And living inside constant velocity doesn't just change how we spend our time, it reshapes how we experience meaning. What many of us are feeling isn't simple anxiety, it's existential dread. Not fear tied to a single event, but a low, persistent sense of emptiness. A background question that never fully disappears. Does any of this actually matter? For the first time in history, we carry the weight of the entire world in our pockets. Climate collapse, political instability, technological disruption, human suffering on a planetary scale, delivered instantly, endlessly, and without resolution. The human nervous system was never designed for this level of exposure. So the mind adapts. It numbs. It scrolls. It distracts. It performs. It keeps moving because stillness feels unsafe when the world appears to be unraveling. Yet beneath the noise, a quieter thought settles in. I am small. The problems are vast. I don't know where I fit. Acceleration doesn't just make life faster, it magnifies our sense of insignificance, and then asks us to function anyway. This is where philosophy stops being abstract and becomes practical again. Not as theory, as equipment. Stoicism offers something radical in its simplicity. You do not control the world. You never did. And peace begins the moment you stop pretending otherwise. There is relief in accepting limits, not resignation, but clarity. A narrowing of focus that protects what little energy we have from being scattered everywhere at once. Absurdism takes a different path. It looks directly at a universe that offers no guaranteed meaning and says, then I will choose meaning anyway. Not because the universe demands it, but because you do. Agency doesn't come from fixing everything. It comes from deciding how you respond, especially when uncertainty is unavoidable. You may not be able to slow the world, but you can decide how fast it moves inside you. And that decision, made repeatedly, becomes a form of strength. Resilience today isn't about escaping technology. That's a fantasy, and chasing it only creates more frustration. Instead, it's about recalibrating your relationship with it. Digital detoxing 2.0 isn't simply turning things off. It's choosing when and why you engage. Treating attention as something finite and valuable, rather than endlessly available to whatever demands it most loudly. Just as important are slow spaces, not retreats, not dramatic lifestyle overhauls, but micro-rituals. A walk without headphones, a cup of coffee without scrolling, a few deliberate breaths before opening the next app. Small acts of resistance against speed. small reminders that time does not only belong to algorithms. And then there's community, not followers, not metrics, but real human presence. A conversation with no agenda, a shared silence that doesn't need to be filled, a reminder that you exist beyond productivity, performance, and optimization. Connection grounds us when the current grows strong. Resilience is no longer just about bouncing back. It's about shaping your internal world before it fractures. Proactive resilience asks a different question. What is worth my energy, even if the world never slows down? Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be impressive. It only has to be real. What still matters when no one is watching? What feels meaningful even when it doesn't scale, trend, or optimize? What would you protect if everything else demanded more speed? That's your anchor. And here's something worth saying plainly, because many people need to hear it. You are not broken for feeling this way. You are not weak for feeling overwhelmed. You are responding normally to an abnormal pace of life. Resilience now means thoughtful resistance, choosing depth over speed, meaning over momentum, presence over constant reaction. The train may not stop. You are not powerless inside it. You can learn to stand steady. You can decide what you let shape you. You can choose meaning in small, repeatable ways, day after day. And over time, those choices compound, not into perfection, not into certainty, but into a quieter confidence, a sense that even in a fast, uncertain world, you are still capable of living deliberately, on your terms. And that, in an age of acceleration, is more than resilience. It's freedom.